Konnichiwa, ni hao, hola, and hello. My name is Zizou, and I'm a 16-year-old Filipino homeschooler at the Charlotte Mason Authentic School. My presentation is called the Codex Lingua, a digital notebook and library purposed as a language alphabet learning tool inspired off the Amazon Scribe and Magic Slate. The Codex Lingua teaches you how to write in all non-Latin alphabets, meaning those without A, B, C, etc. Because I write in Latin, Japanese, French, Spanish, and Chinese, keeping up with multiple notebooks is not just difficult for me, but it's messy too. Digital notebooks like the Codex Lingua are also a better alternative to paper notebooks, since up to 15 billion trees are cut down each year for paper, with countless sheets going to the 10 billion notebooks sold yearly. The Codex Lingua has 5 features. Language selection, where you can choose any non-Latin alphabet or alphabets you want to learn. Of course, you can add and remove chosen alphabets at any time when using the Codex. Next, the Codex Collectio, a collection of notebooks which you can use for both personal and language learning uses. Notebooks for the alphabets you have chosen are already uploaded to the Codex Collectio's notebook library after selection. Next, we have the tracing pad, a copywork feature which allows you to learn how to write in the chosen language's alphabet. Along with this, there's also a digital bookstore of foreign books in their original text. Regardless of the alphabet you chose, the library features books in all the languages that use non-Latin alphabets. Meaning if you chose to learn, say, the Japanese and Arabic alphabets, you can still read Korean books. And now my favorite, the word accomplice. A mix of the words word and accomplice, a feat which allows you to click a word when reading and show its pronunciation, meaning, and how to write it. Now I wish to promote my product to not just students, but to those who wish to reduce tree consumption. Over 10 billion notebooks are sold each year, making digital notebooks a great alternative so we have less trees cut down for paper. Solutions similar to mine for language learning exist in apps like Duolingo and Scribble, but none of them provide the opportunity to learn as many alphabets as well as the Codex Lingua. Alongside this, by using the library feature, the user can learn their desired language through reading, which is a
Second.
form of the immersion method in which the learner immerses themselves in the media of the language they wish to learn. I wish to partner with Amazon since the creator of the inspiration for the Codex Lingua as a business partner is my current goal. However, selling the Codex as not just an Amazon product but as a learning tool and device like the Kindle as a whole is my ultimate goal. A separate project I am excited to work on is a book which I plan to write explaining the history of other languages I have included in the Codex Lingua. It is free to download when you purchase the Codex Lingua, however, I aim to not just stop there and also sell physical copies of the book. Understanding the history behind a language means to understand the language in the context of its culture. And without culture, there can be no language. Thank you, Honor. Remember, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, very nice. Uh, let's see. Juan Carlos, would you like to start for us?
Sure. Well, that's a very good idea. Also, I think that the methodology that you're following, really going to impact a lot of non-Latin language students. My question will be, did you try to share this idea with other users? For example, and if you do, could you tell us about it?
Yes, so my family also speaks 2 languages, Tagalog, Filipino, and English. And then we're also learning Spanish. So I proposed this idea to them, and they all really liked it. So I expanded a bit further, and I asked a few more of my friends who also like learning languages, and I asked for feedback. They said they liked the idea, and they actually encouraged me to make this a physical separate product instead of just because my original idea was to actually include this as a feature in the Amazon Kindle. But then they encouraged me to make this my own separate product. So that's what I got from the feedback.
Thank you. Arun?
Hi, Zizou. I think this is a phenomenal idea. I think it really helps in keeping the culture and the language. I speak 5 languages myself, so I know, the importance of this. So, what languages do you speak, Zizou?
My main language is English, so I'm also learning Japanese and a little bit of Chinese. But the main ones I'm learning right now is Japanese and French, and then I can also speak just a little bit of Tagalog, Filipino language.
Okay. So, what are the features from the basics of alphabets to till what level are you taking this? And then how do you slowly, if there's a new language learner, who's your audience basically? And then what level do you take them from?
So my main audience that I had in mind when creating the prototype for the Codex Lingua was just people like me who struggle to keep organization with their notes. So when you try to use the copywork feature, basically the one that teaches you how to write in the alphabet, there's no guide on exactly how you should use on the order that you should learn the alphabet. So for example, in the Japanese alphabet, there are three different alphabets: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Most start out at hiragana, but for a new Codex Lingual user, if they feel like they are ready to try the more difficult alphabets, if they feel like they would want to explore the depths a bit, then they can start wherever they wish to.
Thank you. Colleen, do you have some questions?
I do have a question. I love what you're doing. I think that's a phenomenal process that you're going to take people through. Maybe I missed this, but how are you handling numbers with this? Or are you not handling numbers on your platform?
I'm sorry, is it okay if you could rephrase the question?
Yes. Will you be having the ability to use like a quantitative version, like where you're doing math problems, for example? Yeah, so things that are not typically like words, but numbers and formulas and things like that.
No, I'm planning to just stick with languages for now.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious.
Okay, we have a minute left. Anyone else have a question?
I think what Colleen intended was wanting to ask, how do you take care of counting, for example, counting 1 to 100? Colleen, just not just math, but yeah,
Yeah,
encoding
the
encoding
symbols
any
for numbers are different in
different in
different
symbols and the
cultures.
sounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I actually did not take that into consideration, but now that it was brought up, I would love to include that as a feature also in the language learning. Thank you for that.
Anyone else? Great. Thank you.